Hey everyone, welcome back to this video. We're going to be talking about filling your webinars with Facebook and Instagram ads, of course. So let's get right into it. We're going to talk about your front-end advertising. This is filling your webinar direct to registration, getting people to actually register and show interest in whatever it is you're going to be promoting. So let's talk about setting up your campaign. Okay, you're going to choose your objective, which for most people you're going to start with website conversion. Other people might click on site clicks, website traffic, however you want to call it. But in most cases, you're going to start with website conversion. And that is because it's going to optimize for the person who's going to fire off that complete registration pixel we talked about. Now, you're going to determine your daily or long-term budget. Now, if you're someone like me who's doing a short-term webinar, let's say it's a live webinar on a Thursday, you actually could test a lifetime budget and it could do just as well, if not better, than a daily budget campaign. Something worth testing. Now, if you go with lifetime, what you're doing is you're setting, let's say, a $2,000 budget for the week. You set the duration of how long you want it to run, but you're going to put all of your advertising in that campaign. So it could be 8 audiences and it could be 3 ads per audience. If you want to do this more effectively, let's say you have let's just say you have 8 audiences. You can essentially create a lifetime campaign for each audience and then have each of those campaigns have their own set of creative. So you can have, let's say, targeting the word marketing, have 3 ads under that term that you're targeting under one campaign, and then you could split it up. So let's say if you have 10 audiences you're going to be running, you can have $200 lifetime per the campaign. So you can have 10 campaigns, 200 a piece, 2,000, boom, you're good to go. Now, if you want to make this more effective, I obviously like to see that the lifetime budgets are, let's say, 300, 500 a piece. Maybe it's about 2 to 4 audiences. If you're going to do singular audiences, they need to be big enough so that it works in your favor. So there's a lot of things you got to keep in mind there. If you're going to do daily budgets, whether it's with CBOs or with ABOs, that's another thing you got to keep in mind. You're going to spend $100 a day, $50 a day. How many audiences you're going to throw in that campaign at one time? You could see where you have to make sure you have this down. And then you're going to deploy your ads with the objective in mind, which is obviously, is this a new promotion or is it a seasoned promotion? Do you have a new pixel or a seasoned pixel? This is very important because if it's a brand new campaign, a brand new promotion, it's not always going to start off as hot. Sometimes it does, depending on the time of year or the subject matter. But in most cases, you're going to have to do a couple of rounds to get this right. So if it's brand new, you might not start off with such a high budget because you want to see how people respond to the promotion. How about the ads creation process? Most people, they do a couple ads and they just set it and forget it and see what happens. Let's take it to the next level. You're going to do 2 to 3 banner ads, 2 or 3 image ads. Essentially, you want this to be just for cold audiences. And then you're going to do another 1 or 2 just for retargeting people who do not register from your initial ads. Okay, so you're going to have, let's say, 3 ads. Then you're going to have 1 that's for retargeting. So you have 4 ads right there. Then you might want to test at least a video. Let's say a video retargeting ad to bring people not only to the webinar, but it's a reminder. And the reason why you want to do a video so they know who they're going to be talking to. You can also do 2 to 3 video ads if you really want to instead of banners. Same thing with retargeting non-registrants. You could do 1 to 2 videos. This is all working together here. So you can do images and video. You can do just video or just image. But you definitely want to do a video that's reminding people the webinar's coming up, and especially when you want it to be 24 to 48 hours before, because that is optimal time as a reminder to tell people, hey, it's coming, don't forget. Then you want to have a banner ad reminding registrants of the replay. So when the replay goes out, you have some ads pointing them back. If you create a hybrid replay page that's also a sales page, essentially you want to make sure that your ads are mostly pointing to them watching the replay, but you can have that same ad also point them to what the offer is going to be. And then also a video reminding registrants of the replay, very similar to the banner. You can put yourself on videos saying, hey, I just did this presentation. It was amazing. We knocked it out the park, and I want to make sure that you see it too. You can see where you can be more effective with the video when you could talk directly to the audience. Now, if you don't know where to find some resources, Fiverr, Upwork, Swipe.co for creative ideas. You got plenty of places that you can come up with your own variations of these banners or these video ads for webinars. So you don't have to think everything off the top of your head. You can actually find resources too. Now with ad copy, this is the interesting part. A lot of people overcomplicate this. They try to create everything unique. They try to make it so that their page doesn't exactly fit every single thing that is on their ad. And look, the best way to test your landing page is to use the copy on your landing page in your ad. If people click on the ads and register on the page and they can see the congruency, guess what? You don't have to overthink it. You're good to go. So what we like to do is we'll have 2 or 3 headlines we test on the landing page, which we also test in the ads. Same thing with body copy. We're going to use the bullet points on the landing page in our ad. So that automatically cuts the amount of time in half for what we have to think about in our ads. The reason we do that is so we could see whether or not the bullet points are enticing enough for someone to click the ad. And if they read the entire ad and then they go to the landing page and they see the same text, they don't have to think. They already know that whatever it is you're putting out there is what they want because they already read it. And that same thing you could see along these lines with the benefit. These strategies have helped increase overall webinar registrants for clients by 35 to 60%. You could take that same benefit bullet and turn it into some example copy. If you host webinars and want to get a larger turnout, I'm going to show you the exact strategies I use to get 35 to 60% more registrants on webinars compared to the industry average. You could see where you could spin it and make it work for ad copy. With your newsfeed description, not a necessity, but you can essentially use an unused bullet point from your page and put it there. For your URL, you're just going to put wherever you want people to go. And your CTA, I like to use learn more or watch more. If it's a video on the landing page, watch more. If it's just a simple image with a button, learn more. Make it very, very simple. You don't want to overcomplicate this for people. And lastly, email is so important. A lot of you just focus on the ads and getting people there and blasting them, and it's like, okay, that's it. No. Emails are important, especially for live webinars. If you're doing automated webinars, you can obviously space this out. But for live, you want to have a webinar almost every single day, a webinar email that goes out every single day. So you could see, first day, thank you for registering. Day 1, day 2, all the way to the end. If you're doing a 7-day promotion, you have a teaser email of benefits of why they need to attend. And then on the opposite day, case study or testimonial. And you flip-flop this until you get to the last day where all you're doing is basically reminding them of why they need to show up. And by doing this, you have a higher probability of someone showing up to your webinar because you've already given them, well, let's see. You've given them 2 case studies. You've given them 3 benefits of attending. You've given them a 24-hour reminder, and then you've just blasted them the last day with reminders. They don't need much more proof as to why they need to be there. You've already given it to them. So this 7-day process you can minimize or even improve to whatever works in your liking, whether it's 3 to 5 days. 7 days is where I like to keep it optimal. And you could do this in any platform. You can do Infusionsoft, Ontraport, ActiveCampaign, all sorts of platforms. So if you put all these pieces together from an ad standpoint all the way down to the email, you can get your registrations to increase quite a bit. And with that being said, we're going to go into the next video where we talk about just that.